Hi everyone! I actually wrote a bunch of stuff down, as you can see here. We'll see how it goes. Also, the noise outside is always there. I'm going to be discussing the film Bait. It's a 2019 film by Mark Jenkin. It basically is about this fisherman who doesn't have a boat, who's trying to make his living by fishing, while his village is in the summer being taken over by tourists that have bought second homes in the village, and his own ancestral home has been sold. It's all about the tension between this man wanting to keep his tradition alive of being an actual fisherman versus these tourists that are only in the place for 2 months and who think they are in charge basically of what happens in the village. As a story, it's a pretty normal story, or at least one that has been told in film a lot. The actual thing that really stands out about Bait is not so much the story itself, but the way it was filmed. So, unlike most modern films, it is a black and white film in a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is the aspect ratio you would usually see on a classic TV screen. And it is recorded on a Bolex wind-up camera. This meant that the audio couldn't be recorded at the same time as the film was recorded. The film itself is literally on film, and that means that it's grainy and scratched, and there are imperfections in the visuals of the film. Those choices lead to an interesting aesthetic, but to me, very specifically to me, not an aesthetic that actually enhances the story in any way. I really felt it should have been a short film and not a feature film, but who am I to say that? There is absolutely nothing wrong with making a film that uses different materials than the norm. Come on, the animation film that I've made doesn't use regular materials. But to put your aesthetics and your technical aspects over the actual story of the film, to me, makes a poor film. There are a lot of films that really do work on their aesthetics. So last night, for instance, I watched John Wick 2. So basically the whole franchise of John Wick is about the aesthetics and the story working together. John Wick 2 is a very slick looking film, but not in a way that takes away from the story. The Artist is a black and white film. Of course, that's partly because it is a period piece and it really is an exploration of the change between silent movies and sound cinema. But it uses black and white and its sound design or lack of actual diegetic sound in a way that enhances the story. Or in 1917, where the technical capabilities of the camera are used to create a film that looks like one shot, that looks like there are no edit breaks. Bait, for me, didn't do any of that. The tension in Bait was minimal. The only reason we knew something was going to go down is because towards the end of the first act we see a glimpse, a half-second shot of what happens at the end of the film. And if that's your way of building tension, something in your story isn't as strong as it probably should be. The story was not served by the technical aesthetic choices that were being made. So the thing to keep in mind with Bait and all these other films is that everything you see in the frame has been designed. Everything you see is there because of a conscious choice. There is no coincidence in what you see. Not always true. There are, of course, sometimes you get lucky when shooting, or you have a documentary and there are coincidences. For the most part, especially in fiction narrative film, everything you see is there because somebody made a decision and made a choice that was what was going to be on screen. Deciding what should be on screen, to me, should be enhancing the story. Things shouldn't just be there because they are pretty. They should be there because it fits in with the story or because it works with what is happening. And Bait, to me, doesn't really do that. It has made an aesthetic choice that doesn't feel appropriate to me for a feature-length film. And this is not because I have anything against silent films that have been redubbed. Like aspect ratios, I can understand playing with that, or black and white even. I don't understand why Bait is this way. And I don't think it's serving the story. So, if you're watching a movie or a TV show this week, maybe try and look out for the choices that are being made when it comes to what you actually see on screen. Enjoy whatever you might be watching this week, whether that's TV, film, or even a YouTube video, and try to consider what choices might have led to what you're seeing on screen. Enjoy your week, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again next week. Bye!